Living Pain here. Hope all is well. I think what are we? I didn't look. It's either day 346 or 347. Anyway, lots to report. So, as you know, Friday, I kind of let my hair down, even though it's not that long. And my nephew came over. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday was a blowout weekend for me. I didn't really, well, the thing was I had some beers for the first time, so I guess it was my St. Patty's Day come early, and frankly I needed it. It was good to have a bit of a blowout, and also it was, I have zero regrets. You know, like my weight in one day went from 200 to 205, and then the next day I don't think I weighed myself. And then today I did, and it's 207, which is like, holy crow, man. Like, to gain 7 pounds over 2.5, 3 days. Now, I know that it can't be fat, right? It's got to be water, because even I think on the worst day, I had, maybe 3,700 calories, 2,700. But I'll tell you why I'm not disappointed. And it was actually good in that A, I needed a blowout, and then B, it was one of those things where I kind of got it out of my system. I needed it, and now I got it out of my system. And then you see like, oh shit, man, like the weight went up pretty high in a 3-day period there, that now I'm gonna have to work my tail off again to get it back down. And I don't want to sabotage myself again by going up, you know, that's just. And I also it was good because not this Sunday, but the Sunday before is when I went for a run and my calves actually seized up on me, completely seized up on me. And that's when I reached out to my coach. He mentioned about adrenal fatigue, got some supplements. I was cutting out the sugar and salt pretty darn good up until Friday. And then from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I would even say partly Monday. I don't know if so much Monday, but at least 3 of those days, man, I was, I was still on the sugar and salt, and it was a blowout. It was like, screw it, you know, having fun, and of course it sets me back a little bit, but it doesn't. And what I really found good, you got to look at stuff like this and take it in stride. Like, life's too short to not have fun. Yet at the same time, what I realized, because it had been so long since I had had a blowout sort of weekend, that aside from, you know, the weight, there's also the whole other stuff, just mental, you know, clarity, waking up fresh, spring in your step, you know, all that sort of good stuff. And I didn't have that. That actually was, if I was to go between the weight and feeling fresh in the morning, oh man, that's a hard one. I definitely, you know, the weight bothers me, but the other side was really tough getting up. The other good thing that happened was that from Sunday on till today, I only worked out one day. I did maybe 2. No, there was just one day of working out, which was weights last week. So essentially, I just basically rested my body for a week. So, and I noticed today that my legs were, well, there's 2 ways your legs twitch. Number one is when you're working out and it starts rebuilding muscle, you can feel the twitches and you can see the involuntary twitches on your body or on your legs anywhere. That's where it gets me, calves primarily. And so the other goes opposite. When you haven't worked out and your muscles start, you know, you're losing muscle, you also feel that twitch. And so it's either when it's going up or it's going down, you feel that muscle twitch. And so I was feeling that today, and I was just thinking, man, Now, typically, and I've said it before, as long as you work out every third day, you're not going to lose muscle. You're not going to gain it, but you're not going to lose it. And then at the fourth day, you start losing muscle. So for example, if you work out Monday, you can theoretically take Tuesday and Wednesday off. And then as long as you work out Thursday, you're not going to lose any of your muscle. So because I've been going a week, I went past that third day, fourth day, fifth day, so I could feel myself losing muscle. And yesterday, I still felt my calves were a little raw. And then today I woke up and it was like, man, my calves feel like absolutely awesome. And so I decided, I go, you know what, yesterday I was supposed to do my bike ride to start 20 weeks training for my half Ironman. And I held off on that, being the responsible, mature 17-year-old in my own head. I held off on it because I didn't want to jeopardize my calves. And then this morning when I woke up, they felt so good and my legs were twitching because I'm losing muscle. And I, near the end of the day, I was like, should I risk it and try to go for a run? And short story longer, or long story short, I went for a run. And I was nervous, but I managed on my workout today. It starts off easy for these first 20 weeks. So the first run today was 35 minutes. I got the 35-minute run done and no pain, although I don't know if it's phantom or just tension or whatever, but there is no pain. I did weights tonight to get, back, at least stop the arms and the body from losing muscle. So I did that. And I found it interesting when I was standing up to do weights. I think my body is tense because that's when my calves were starting to give me problems. Or not problems, but just little twinges and stuff like that. And I'm like, what, I think, when you're stressed, you're tense. When you're tense, your muscles tighten up. The other thing I did was on Monday, I had a call with my family doctor, and I went through all the stuff in terms of, I said to him, man, if we had talked a week ago, I was so tired, exhausted, etc. In this last week, I started taking supplements and all the rest of that stuff, and I feel so much better. And he was pretty cool about it. He goes, look, totally get it. And he has me going in for some blood work, and they're going to check all that stuff, which is great. He's also sending me in for a colonoscopy. You know what I mean? They kind of take the hose. We were talking about enemas. Well, this is the equivalent, I guess, or not an alternative. It's similar to an enema in that something has to insert somewhere. I remember, and I know this for a fact, I remember getting one back when I was in my early 20s. And the doctor thought there might be something, so I went in. And I'm telling you this, I had it done without any anesthesia or anything like that. This one, they're at least going to knock me out. And I'll tell you, I can't believe it to this day, and that's why I was so scared, because I was like, it's so painful. I was in the doctor's office, and I'll never forget, they start doing their stuff, they have it on a screen, and they're inserting, and I am screaming, like literally, I'm like, like screaming, right? And two things, like people in the waiting room could definitely hear me screaming. And then I guess I'm screaming, and the nurse afterwards says, oh, I have a teeth fetish. You have such beautiful teeth. So that's what I remembered from my getting, and so I was really nervous. And then they're like, no, we put you under. I go, well, I had it done before. I wasn't put under, and I didn't get any sort of treatment or anything. They go, no. So anyway, I'm going for blood work, going in for that, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, and I guess they put you under and all that stuff, which is good. You need to kind of get a little bit of a physical, and with COVID and everything, people haven't been going to the doctor. And I got a new doctor who I've had before. He's just outstanding. My doctor moved. This guy's in the practice, and he's the guy that's just like the top dog there. So really lucked out on that. What can I say? I'm going to really monitor myself, my calves. So tomorrow is supposed to be a bike ride. We'll see how the calves feel. Maybe do the bike ride. The next day is a run on the schedule. We'll see how they feel. And just getting back, you can see the calories are down. The one thing about having a stupid blowout weekend for me is it strengthens my resolve. You know, for me, my personality, when I do something crazy that sets me back, or, you know, it just frustrates me. And then from there, it's like, okay, done that, been there, got the t-shirt, let's hunker down and get back onto the straight and narrow. So today, which was what I would say is the first day back on track, is, you know what, no messing around, no sugars, no salts, no, you know, just eating healthy, you know, fruit, vegetables, chicken, just a basic sandwich. I had, you know, a Montreal steak, or meat, not steak, Montreal smoked meat sandwich. Just keep it really basic. I was actually surprised the calories were like 1,600 because it didn't feel like I ate that much. So back on track. My face hopefully will get thinner again. I noticed the last 2 or 3, it's like I got this frickin' buffalo head. You know, I guess when you retain 7 pounds of water, and maybe let's give it a pound and a half might be fat, but when you retain that water, all of a sudden you get this buffalo head. So I see I'm getting my vein back in my neck, which is a good thing, barometer if I'm back on track. So yeah, it's good to be back in the saddle. It was unbelievable to run today. It was great. Kept the heart rate down, but just great, even though I'm nervous. And just, you know, just be safe and just try to do everything right. And I think this week that I took off, I have to say probably the best thing that I've done in a long time. And I'm definitely, if I start feeling this way again, I think I was more just challenging myself to keep it going every day, because when I think I had done 280 days straight, and then, you know, you're in the 300 for the year. And so I think a lot of it was just me mentally saying, hey, let's see how long you can go, you know. And I think that's a bit of, I should have been listening to the body more. So now, you know, I'm not worried about when you have a week where you're not training. You know what, you broke your record, so, or you broke your string, so who cares at this point? Now it's just about getting back into shape, which I've got, you know, great baseline. It's only been a week not training. But the other thing is, and know this, the key, if you get off the bike, you fall off the horse, you get right back on. The worst thing you could do is not do any exercise or not start eating properly. And especially if you've been exercising like I have and you've built a lot of muscle, even if your diet goes to hell, keep working out. At least your muscles, you know, keep positive somewhere. So that's where I had to get back on the horse. Yeah, and doing some things in my personal life that are starting to de-stress. Personal / work life. Work life is, I consider work and personal the same. Anyway, that's it for me. Living Pain. Have a good one, and we will see you tomorrow.